everyone, Ivy Lee Gaming here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. And today I'm joined by Fastidious. Hello, hello.
Hello, Ivy. We've been talking a lot, but it's nice to see you again. How you doing?
Okay. So yeah, I'm here, guys. If you missed it, I'm dealing with some facial paralysis stuff. I haven't had my face on video a lot, and I'm not recording a lot because of all this. So I look derpy. Don't mind me. If you want to watch,
If
there's a
I can
video about
say,
it.
I do think you look a little less derpy, so it seems like there's some great progress. You're looking good, so it's for me, it's very nice to see, and I think for the viewers too, probably.
Thank you. Yeah, it's weird because it's so hard. This is our job, right? Our face is our job. Our voice is our job. My voice is screwed up. My face is screwed up. Like it's very weird to go through.
I mean, I can absolutely empathize. I can't directly compare myself on the same thing, but even a day you wake up and you feel like your voice is raspy or raspier, I guess, it's like, do you think about these things? Because we're
Yeah.
editing ourselves, we're staring at ourselves. Try not to be vain, but it's part of the product you put forward. So I can only imagine, when you take so much pride in giving such a professional product and stuff, I totally get it. So I absolutely feel for you. And I think the fact that you've stuck with it through not just your face, but then also having a baby to take care of and you're still putting out great content. I know I appreciate it. I'm sure everyone else does too.
Yeah, and content is kind of why I wanted to bring you on because I'm only putting out a little bit right now. And I want to get back into the swing of things. I want
Yeah.
to try to start posting, not daily, because I know I can't really do that yet, but I want to start posting more than just a summon video or a dev insights now, which is kind of all I've been doing is posting my summons and kind of little stuff that I feel like I can do kind of quickly or that I'm going to do anyway, so I might as well record it kind of thing. And I feel out of the loop. So I was pregnant, obviously. And that final month, I kind of barely played the game, honestly. I barely opened it. I would do Guild Boss, not even do my dailies most days. I didn't do Void Rift for like a month, not gonna lie. Like, that's how out of the loop I am. I barely know anything about the new heroes. I suck at Gear Raid 4. I don't know anything about Gear Raid... Wait, I guess we could call it Gear Raid 5 that's coming. Like,
I'm calling it Gear Aid 5. People are
I
starting
want
to
to
do
say
Gear
GD
Dungeon.
1 and 2, I think we should be calling them, right?
I'm sticking with Gear Aid 4 and 5. It makes
Okay.
more sense to me, but I hear you.
Yeah, so I'm out of the loop, and I'm like, all right, Fastidious, catch me up. I need some catch up. I need some help. I need to feel
Yeah,
back in the loop.
I haven't given birth at all, so I've been pretty in the loop.
So I guess one big thing that I totally forgot that I should probably mention is in the loop is this, right? You kind of did a thing. Wait, why is this not going full screen? Come on. You did
Yes,
a thing
I did.
in the
Yeah.
mean
Yeah, I was
How's
like,
it
Ivy's
going?
giving birth. I gotta release a website fast. Yeah, this is my baby. No, we made it. It was a big team endeavor. People ask me so many questions, have so many suggestions every single day, and people can be comfortable knowing, at least your audience now, like we're working on it all the time. We're actually rebuilding the whole thing from scratch, which is kind of crazy,
Really?
right? I won't go on it too long, but we're on
Oh.
a service called Webflow, which is like a very nice kind of a very advanced website builder, but it's a platform. And instead, we're building our own because
Oh.
the kind of CMS content management system you need for the amount of data, which people might not think is that much, but every hero has like its specific stats, and then it has its ult range, and it has its skills, and it has its rankings, and everything
Yeah,
has a
it's a
picture.
lot.
Tens and tens and tens of thousands, if not over 100,000 different little assets that we have. So Webflow wasn't designed for that. So we're pulling it off, I think.
Oh.
But people can know 2.0, we cannot wait. And that's when you're going to get some of the really, I'd say, customized features, war relevant features. And even we could expand into a Dragonair or a Withering Waves or something like that if we want. So it's pretty exciting. Right now, we're happy. And this is the team. This is the page to be on. These are the awesome guys.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of the familiar names and faces for sure. And
Yeah.
this is you, it's your brand. So this is not gonna only be forever Watcher of Realms. This is gonna be whatever you're doing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like I think now that people know I've been talking about anyone that's on my Twitch streams, I've been talking about Withering Waves for a month straight. Like I can't wait. And now that I put out the video, people think I'm about to quit Watcher Realms. That is the farthest thing in the world from the truth. Don't worry. But no, and this is something me and you talked about,
Yeah.
off camera as well. Like I've never wanted to be a one game guy. I'm just a very obsessive person, and I really love Watcher of Realms. That's never been a lie, So it felt like I'm a Watcher of Realms guy. But if you notice, there's never been a colon after my name, and I've always done that with intention. I know,
Mhm.
like for some people like you, it works really well. I think for me, it'd be really, really hard. So that's how it's going to be. But there will be this Watcher of Realms stuff ain't going anywhere. My content's still daily. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, the
So
Watcher of Realms channel is literally only Watcher of Realms because that's the deal I have. So I thought it made sense. But my other channel, even though it is 99% Dragonair, I'm debating if I want to put Dragonair after the end of that, but I might just leave it Ivy League Gaming for the sake of, because that's where like other sponsorships go and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I get it though, it makes sense. I feel you too because I love playing new games, that new game feel, that new game excitement and exploration, and then after a few months they usually get kind of boring, or like you get maybe not even bored, you just like you want to try something else and then you get distracted by the new and shiny easily, or I don't know, like
Yeah,
I kind of miss that. That was fun always playing new games.
totally. And like, if we want to pull back the curtain, like it will hurt my bottom line. There's no question
Yeah.
about it. But that's just kind of the risk and the L I'm willing to take potentially, because we talked about this. There's a guy Vulcan who's like from what I
Mhm.
see, the king at this. I think he has
Yeah,
like
he's
10
really good
different
at that.
Vulcan colon game he plays. And for me, that's just very much against like my mission statement with why I ever started doing this. It's like I want to make content and I want people to watch videos of me playing games I like, and I want to help people play the games I like. And if I spread that out into 10 different places, then it's like too much of this
It's like Veiled Shot. He
business.
has a million channels.
Yeah, like, and it's incredible. So go check him out if you play any of his games. The guy's awesome. He's amazing. But
I don't
for
know
me,
how he
it's like
does it.
that's too much for me. And I really want to just stick to like, hey, if you want to watch me and maybe you play the games I play, that's awesome. I will help you. That's the point.
All right. Well, I agree. Wuthering Waves looked awesome. That was on my list of things I tried to get into like the early beta on, but
Right.
they were restricted, yeah, by country, and they wouldn't let. I'm like, but I can VPN, but they didn't. Yeah, they were really restricted, so I didn't get in on that. But in the end, I guess it worked out because here I am, back to Watcher of Realms. I guess. Yeah, I'm still I'm posting a lot for Dragonair. But yeah, like I said, I want to get back to more regular posting. And yeah, you've definitely stayed up on top of things. You're very aware of the state of the community sentiment as well, the state of the
Yeah.
game, I think. I see such interesting conversations and mixed, I don't even know. I guess a lot of negativity around the game lately, which I think is surprising because people complain about content, but I'm like, what do you mean there's no content? Is this new codex
Yeah.
bosses
If
coming
you want,
regularly? I don't get
I can
that
I can give this
complaint.
to you because maybe I'll still make a video about it. I don't know, but I do think the problem is you started playing on launch. I started
Yeah.
playing like 3 weeks after launch. Most people didn't start playing that. Most people started playing when Ash and Hell Hades came to the game.
Yeah,
And a
that's
lot of those
true.
people, and then we had trickle out through Christmas. The holidays were huge for us. And then kind of things went completely plateaued. Things have not gone down at all, by the way, guys. Like I know there's like people acting like the game's about to die. This is not what a game that's about to die looks like. But things are just very stagnant. We had a little bump with Lust, but very stagnant in 2024. But a lot of those people that started in October or November or December or maybe beginning of January, now they're reaching what we would call the late game or the end game. And they're, for some of them, because they grinded their little tushies off, and some of them because they swiped their little credit cards off, And when you reach that point, you rush the game. That's how a gacha works, right? And people can point to a
Yeah.
Raid Shadow Legends, this, that, and the other. Those games have existed for years and years. If you're going to spend even $300, but not let alone 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 bucks on a game that only existed for 9 months, you're going to reach the end of the game. And I
That's
think
true.
that's where these complaints are coming from. I will tell you, this is something I probably will make a video about. People talking about how the gear drops are down and rigged and less ancients. I have not seen 1 ounce of evidence for that to be true. I think it's just people
Yeah.
are more selective now because they're
Mhm.
better and they have more refined accounts. So they're where we have been at for a long time, and they're appreciating what the gear grind truly is, and they're getting turned off by it, which I understand. But from my experience, just personally, and also I've been on 500 accounts or whatever, right? I think a lot of people are hitting that. So I'd say that's a big moment of community sentiment to catch you up on. I see in mass a lot of players reaching that point at once where they might look at this variant weapon over here with pretty cool substats and say it's not good because there's no attack bonus main stat, right?
Right.
Whereas if they had pulled this 2 months earlier, this would be one of the best pieces on their account, even with that bad crit damage roll, right?
Yep. It's true. And I think that's the same with like Guild Boss and stuff. It's just a perspective. Like they changed the colors of things to go back to where they were. So all of a sudden people are seeing less yellow and they're like, they nerfed the rewards. It's like, no, they just made them back to what they were before.
Well,
And
then if
took
you want to know
away.
more about the state of the community, they never said they changed the colors, right? They did, but they never said it.
Though. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I had to ask Bunny directly, like our dev contact, and she confirmed that it was a coloration thing. So people
Yeah.
don't know, like things that previously, like if you had like legendary summoning crystal fragments, that would show up gold. Now it doesn't. It only shows up gold if it's actually that.
Which is
It's
good
actually,
because I think that's a lot better, right?
I do too. So then you don't get false hope, except for me yesterday, where I got 2 chests and both of them were gold. My doubles, each one had a gold, one gold, one purple, and the gold was the mythic extract. Yep.
Exactly.
If they could change that to purple, it'd be perfect in my opinion.
I agree. I was like, why did they not change this to purple with everything else? That was definitely one of my questions too.
But yeah, if you scroll down like the Ancient 3 or like the fragments of the 5-star psychic power, the legendary summoning crystal, that's purple now.
Yeah.
So all the time people were getting that, and it was gold. So like I'm getting gold chests all the time, but the chests aren't different. You're 100% right.
I agree. All right, so what about the heroes? So I guess when the stuff happened with my face is when I really slowed down paying attention, I guess you could say, or being able to grind as much. Because I would just have days where I just really struggled. And I was to be honest, I am keeping up on Dragonair more because it's a season-based game. If I slack, I don't rank well. Plus, I have a sponsorship that has certain amount of content to do, where this I feel like I can take a step away and come back and feel good about it. And still. Which is great, honestly. I think I really like that about Watcher. But I feel like there's been a lot of heroes coming out that people are kind of meh on. Like, I don't know. It seemed like there was a lot of mixed reviews. Like, who was it? Tusk came out and most people were like, meh, and then you ended up like
Trusk
so and you liked him, right?
Trusk is one of the best tanks in the game. No, I was just saying the problem is he's like a tank, and people, it's hard to get too excited about a tank. And then the other thing is he's one of a slew. We got Trusk, Jorge, Crowdor, Edith, of these defense-based damage dealers, but they're naturally weaker because, you can't have like with attack, right? Save for a couple things like healers, right? With a damage dealer, it's like the attack is only helping their damage, whereas the defense will help their resistance, like their tankiness. HP will help their health pool, and if they're an HP-based damage dealer, right? So they in all these games, they make them scale worse. And then on top of that, there is no defense Dolores that can buff these people.
That's true.
To give them 60% of defense to really push them over the edge. So someone like Trusk is amazing. He does do some damage. His taunt is super good. His stats are very good. He's very tanky. He's got really nice passives. I really love him everywhere. I've used him in at least a third, probably, of the 50 Gear Raid 4 takeovers I did. Like, he's just... Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like he is still just a tank. Probably the best or the second best of the normal ones, but he is just a tank. Same with Crowdor. I mean, Crowdor is amazing for what he does, but people have trouble getting excited about that. And then you're giving Edith.
Oh, yeah.
And Edith sucks. And I will say, I said I might make a video on her. I never did, just because it's just going to be so lame. Like the pushback she has on her ultimate, it only pushes back twice. If you watch this ultimate animation, Ivy, you'll see she just keeps pushing these guys back over and over. That's not how this thing works. Everyone's like, oh my god, she's going to be so good for GVG at least. No, see, she just pushed them back a third time. No. She does it twice and it's over.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the first 2 basic attacks will knock back. It does say that, to be fair.
Yeah. It does, but the animation said different, so people got all excited, and like you can see how good this would be for GVG. There's like a Regulus in front of her, and these guys are never reaching.
If she did that for 15 seconds, wait, that's
can you imagine? Yeah,
or like for 15 seconds, if she did that nonstop, yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, so I think that's where people are at. Now they're doing Magmus, and Magmus, I'm actually right after we finish filming, I'm going to be doing some testing. I'll do some streaming. I'll post a video. So I don't think he's going to be Edith level bad, but he's not someone people are getting excited about. So I think, no one minds bad banners, but I think people mind an overabundance of what they perceive to be bad heroes because they think it's hero pool dilution. I mean, here she is, right? Doesn't get worse than that.
All right. So,
So I'd say that's where a lot of people are at.
okay. Is there anyone else that who else has come out since? Oh boy, am I missing
Jorge's
it?
really good.
Oh yeah, you do
He's a
like Jorge? Okay.
really, really good tank. Um, that's the other thing in this game, right? I know Ash had a video saying like, "Well, tank just tanks." No, there's a lot of tanks that do really cool stuff,
Yeah.
but the baseline for what makes a good tank, like we already get Olag
Nope.
free to play, we get Livian free to play, so like a lot of other tanks are just like gravy, and it's not till you're in like proper end game that you need much more than that. But
Yeah.
someone like Jorge will help people and has helped people a ton. That's a cool new hero.
Yeah, the plague seems
Esme,
interesting. Oh yeah, I like
it is.
Esme.
I would say Esme was a debacle, because they
Oh,
released her, she's very good, and then but we had already known they were gonna
the
nerf poison, and
poison.
they did, and
Yeah.
so it's like it was just like, again, like a comms thing. It's like they hype up Esme, they want us to put out content on Esme, like they tell the content creators,
Mhm.
they want us to test poison, and then while we know in 2 weeks they're destroying poison, so yeah.
That's
It's a lot of
true.
things like that where they're not doing
Okay.
bad things, but it's bad comms, and I think people are also reaching this point in the game where they're reaching towards the finish line, and they're not so happy.
All right. All right. Besides heroes, I guess the big thing that's happened fairly recently is definitely the gear dungeon, as we were kind of talking about, like with the gear. So you've been doing so many takeovers, right? I feel like if anyone has questions, you're probably going to have the answer.
I think so. I think I've done everything. There's a Thallon strat I haven't done, but Laurel sent me a video on it. Aside from that, I've done every strat myself. Whether like people nudging me figuring it out, chat suggesting different heroes. So I think I basically know every permutation that could do it. I think it's amazing. I think it's very fun. I think it's supremely challenging. I think anyone that complaining that was too easy, don't watch guides then, man. Like, try doing it yourself. It was not easy. It's super hard.
Yeah.
Ask any of your favorite creators. Ask
I
War Guides.
can't
Ask
do
the Forerunner
6
guys.
yet.
Yeah.
I was
If
proud just
you,
to get to 5, honestly. 4, after doing 4, I tried to do 5 last round and I couldn't do it, and I was struggling with my eye and stuff, and very, very pregnant, and time was limited, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take what I can get and I'll try next time. And then this time I was like,
yeah,
all right, I'm gonna push to 5. And I was like, you know what, I tried 6. It felt like I just didn't quite have the stats to do the same strategy. So instead I was like, you know what, I'll do that next time.
yeah, 6 is it's a huge jump.
Okay.
It's like you can imagine it like the jump from like 19s to 20. I'd say that's the jump from 5 to 6. They're already harder than 19 to 20, but if you can remember what that jump is from like
Yeah, for sure.
319 to 320 with the how tanky people are, and yeah, the guys are so much tankier and they hit so much harder.
Is
Like
it
my
the
Virna without
same
sorry,
pretty much though? The 15,
the
5 to
exact same
6 is the
fade.
same. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so for this strat, like I made up with Virna on the bottom. That's like I wouldn't basically like that and the Valk strat are like the super meta ones, and
Yeah,
you
I
can run
think
them
I do the
together, and then you
Valk
don't.
strat.
Yeah, the Valk strat's freaking brilliant. Like and that definitely saved me endless hours of my life when people turned me on to that. So big shout outs to everybody on that. But for the bottom, you can use a Virna strat, and just for perspective, what I want to say is like my Virna can one shot without Dolores all of them at once on 5. On 6, it's like not even halfway.
Okay, so I
So
do
that's
the
kind of the difference.
Oh, see, I would with 5, I boost Valk with Dolores and then have
Yeah,
the
sure.
healer on her, and then my bottom is Artemis, Comet, Eloin, and
Thanks.
tanks. Right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Does
that's
that
probably
work
like
for
that's
6 too, or
the
not
most
really?
absolutely. That's like the most meta strat, I would say. Especially it looks like you have Gwendolyn. If you have Gwendolyn, you don't even need Dolores on top probably
Oh, I've not
with good
used her
enough
at
gear.
all.
Yeah. So Gwendolyn can give shields that are so enormous that you can get the full double damage scaling. That's the max potential of Valk's ult when she consumes her shields. At max, you
Oh,
can increase your damage by 200%.
okay.
And so Gwendolyn's shields are they're gargantuan if
I
you've
didn't
built
even
her right.
think about that.
Yeah.
I
So
tried
there's some
everything
really
with Valk. I put her exclusive artifact on her. I tried the AoE artifact. I don't
yeah.
know.
But yeah, I'd say this is to circle back just to the community stuff. Like a lot of people saying like, oh, Geared 4 wasn't hard enough. It's like then don't
Yeah.
watch my videos, don't watch War Guide's videos, and then try. You know what I mean?
That's
It's like
true. It's like you're
it,
copying a
it,
strat. Of course, it's easy because you're seeing what
yeah,
people are
you're
doing.
copying a strat that, like, I mean, mine took me 8 hours, or maybe it's 5 or 6 hours, but that was with, and then I done like 6 or 7 hours the month before on Forerunner. I know the Forerunner guys that came with the Valk thing, and then War Guides made that amazing video where he like perfected everything. I know that was a huge endeavor for him that he was very proud of and did really well with, right? Like, and then people get to just watch it, and then they have their amazing counts, and of course you can do it. Uh, which no judgment, but then you can't complain that it was too easy. It's like, then don't watch War Guide's video, like if you didn't want it to be easy. So I do think there's a little bit of that. I will say, and I will be testing it. I'm hoping later this afternoon if I have time. Otherwise, maybe tomorrow if it's still live on Forerunner, Gear Raid 5 or Gear Dungeon 2. That's supposed to be even harder.
Yeah.
Ronaldo had been messaging me about it. So yeah, for those people, if you want some really challenging content, that's what I'd encourage you to do. Or try to be semi-blind with it. Otherwise, I mean, you've played a lot of games, Ivy. They're putting out content like crazy. We should be getting Guild Buff too.
I feel like they're doing really good with content. I'm not disappointed at all, honestly. And people just make it sound like they're never putting out new content. I'm like, what are you talking about? But yeah, like you said, it's just a matter of perspective, depending on when people started. And
yeah, and then people say like, oh yeah, I beat everything, and then I ask what their codex is, and it's like S or double S, and I'm like, so you didn't beat everything, so it's not true. Like I haven't beaten there. I haven't gotten triple S for Arbiter of Frost. Only a few people have done it. I don't know what it is, 20s or 30s people have done it. Yeah. And I'll tell you, the one that's hidden there, Furious Torrent, that's something people should get upset about it. Maybe they changed it since it was on Forerunner, but that's the worst content I've done in this game. So we'll see about that.
The Pelagios one?
Completely overtuned, nearly no strat, at least from my like 2 hours of beating my head against it. Like not one person on Forerunner got triple S, not one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, and not really because no one could crack it, just because of the pacing of it. They really overload you at the end. There's not much you can do. So I just think, I hear everything everyone's saying, but it's, and I've got my complaints. The bugs with the forge and the gear are supremely annoying, and it seems like they're so quick to fix an assault. Granted, that did line up with the patch, but not fix the forge. But all in all, they're doing their best. They're listening more than they ever have. So I think that's probably the long of the short. I know I rambled a bit. If you have more specific questions, I can answer that. But I'd say that's kind of the state right now. I think a lot of people are hitting those later stages and then being like, all right, now what? Because, the game, you can probably remember, Ivy, like the game is like so crazy exciting when you're trying to beat your first 18s or your first 19s. And now people are realizing like, all right, now you're in it. Now you're on the grind.
Yeah, true. Oh God, let's not talk about that. You want to know? I still haven't done this. Ready for it? ready?
God.
I just need to do it. I hate the timings. I hate it. When I first started playing this game, Gear Raid 2 was the funnest because of the weird strategy.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm kind of over it. Like, I'm like, okay, I've done it. I don't want to do it again. Like, I feel like that's how I am with a lot of the content. It's like, all right, Void Rift. I beat the puzzle once. I don't want to do it again. Like, I feel it's certain. I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. And I feel like the patience that this requires to learn the timings is not fun anymore. Like, I'm
probably not the person to talk to about that.
You're good at, I know.
I've done Gear Raid 2. So I'm at like coming up towards 400 takeovers, I think, and I've done most of them have included Gear Raid 2 in some respect. Like I spent a lot of time here. I still enjoy it. Like I'm 1,000% sure I could get this done.
You could do it in your sleep probably because you've done so many. For me, it's like, oh wait, what was that timing again? Oh shit, I haven't done that in 6 months. Like I'm like, oh crap.
But I can also understand, like for me, it's like I had a lot of fun figuring it out. I have a lot of fun perfecting it, and now I have a lot of fun doing it. I time myself now on takeovers, and like I can do it in like 13 minutes is my best, because I know the strat so well. But I can imagine if you have to watch the strat, because I've never had to like stare at the screen and the other screen, that'd probably be annoying because like I just know it. I will say, and I totally respect if you don't, but if you do want me to just knock it out for you, I'm happy to do it.
I feel like I just have to do it myself and make my video being like, guys, just for the principle of I finally did it, because was a slack.
Well, I'll say you definitely can do it.
Yeah,
If
I
you,
definitely have the people and the
yeah,
gear. It's not a problem. I just it's a
yeah, there
patience
are ways
thing.
to make the timings a little easier. Don't be afraid to 1x. You can always click on people to like super slow mo. There's no shame in that.
Yeah, that's true. And like you, I think we mentioned this in another collab, like doing things like adding some the cost repetitive gear to make it give yourself a little bit more flexibility for people coming popping up and being ready again.
Totally.
Stuff like that makes a big difference.
But yeah, I would say like with like the Voider stuff, I hear you, and I think there must be a
Oh
way.
yeah, Void
Like
Rift.
what if we got with Nemesis, the new mount? I don't know if you've gotten him
I
yet.
haven't
You
even
probably
got it because
missed him.
I didn't even do Void Rift
That
like
the month you
literally
took
for like
off
a
from
month.
Voider was like the month, yeah.
Yep.
But I will say it sucks, man. I've done it 4 times with Nemesis. I think I've had him every time since he came out. It took 5 weeks to get him, and I think I've done 4 times with him. I think twice I skipped 2, and twice I skipped 1. And it'd be really cool if it just was a guaranteed skip every phase, maybe, or maybe now we can farm up a new mount that's going to help us skip even more.
I can't
You
even
know,
see
for
where do we see his shards?
go to
Can't even
Voidrift.
find him.
Oh, you know why? Because you're already in the fight. It's
Oh,
in
you can only see in the
pre-selection. I
beginning.
can send
Oh,
you a
okay.
picture. Yeah.
Oh, it's
So
okay.
basically, Nemesis gives you a chance to just
Yeah,
fully skip a battle that isn't a
it's
boss,
nice.
but it doesn't hit enough, in my opinion.
Okay.
Or let it be something we work towards. So like you get Nemesis, it took 5 weeks for if you're farming Nightmare. You got 6 shards at a time, and you needed 30. Now add, I don't know, Dragon Breath or whatever the hell you want to call the next one, and then he has a higher chance to skip, and then he's going to take 8 weeks to do whatever. But have some reward for people like me, honestly, and like you, and many players have been playing for. I've beaten how many consecutive weeks have I beaten Nightmare Voidrift now? I've been doing it for 6 months. You know, it's like at this point, yeah. Until they add a new phase, Selene was cool, but I do agree. I will say I started doing Voidrift takeovers more because that's something people have been
Yeah.
interested in. That's very fun because it's like
It's
beating
just
it from
hard.
scratch all over again.
With Nightmare, of
Yeah.
course, we have the faction changes, which makes the
Yeah.
autos kind of difficult because there's definitely been times where I really relied on that faction buff to be successful, and then
Totally.
the next week I'm screwed, and then I have no patience to like do it again, and I'm like, never mind, I'm just accepting it, claim, or I go to hard if I start off and I'm just frustrated or with time, I just do hard really quick. But even doing one phase of Nightmare is better than hard, right? Is that
I
what it
think
is?
I think it's
Or
about
one and a
1 or just
half?
more than 1, but
A
like
little
2
bit?
phases by far is better. I don't know where the break
Okay.
point is specifically. I think
Yeah.
it might be maybe it's 1 is equally good. I'd have to look back at
At
it.
least if you can. Oh
Um,
shoot, as I fail. Who doesn't have gear on?
yeah, someone's stripped. But this is what I
Someone's
would say,
missing
right?
gear.
So this is
Yeah.
something Raid did well. So like when they introduced Hydra, which is the worst content ever I've played in
That
any
was
game.
my favorite.
Okay, in my opinion, I
I was the weird person
supremely
that
didn't
liked it.
enjoy it. It was like, hey, you don't like RNG? Do you want all of it?
Yeah.
But what I will say is they released Hydra and like beating, I don't remember the raid version of grading it, but it was like normal, hard, brutal, nightmare, extra nightmare, something like this, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was for Hydra specifically. Maybe it was the same like normal clan
It was
boss.
like easy
But
normal, yeah.
the hardest ones were so hard, like no one was doing it, right?
At
So you
first,
always
yeah.
at
Of
first.
course.
So it was strictly aspirational. And we don't have anything like that. The best players are literally beating everything. Even me, where I'm a very high-end player, but I'm not like the best player, it's save for Arbiter of Frost and now Furious Torrent. I literally have beaten everything, right? The only things I haven't
Yeah.
beaten are I don't have Shamir, so I can't 3-star Northerner because you need 3 mages. And I
Mm-hmm.
haven't triple S Arbiter of Frost, and then I'm sure I won't triple S Furious Torrent when it comes. And that's it. They should add something like make Ultra Nightmare Void Rift, make it so freaking hard that we're partying just when we beat phase 1, but something that we can keep chipping away at and aspiring towards. I think that would go a long way. I think it's like make a Nightmare 5 guild boss and make it so hard, you know? Like, so even just getting that first chest, you can make getting the first chest just slightly better than getting the last chest in Nightmare 4,
Yeah.
but just make it so hard even to get that first chest. So then even, Deegs, Nicholas, the best players on our whole server, still struggling. And then everyone's working towards something like Fibu, Jet, amazing account Jet has, right? Jet is well over doubling Guild Boss every day, right? Give him something, I think it'd
It's
be pretty
true.
sweet. And I
I
don't think it
guess we'll
hurts
see.
anyone else. Just having something to aspire towards, I think. Which
That's
maybe that's
fair.
Guild Boss 2 when it comes.
Yeah, I'm really curious there. it's hard because it's like it's one of those weird problems where people complain because there's nothing to do, but then they spend their way through the game and do it too fast. It's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have spent your way through the whole game to, you know, like it's like a weird
Yeah, I had
little
a
bit of both. Like I kind of hate when people complain about doing things too easily. Well, it's like, well, yeah, because you bought your way through it, and everyone you have the best version of every character. Of course, it's easy for you.
I had someone on not even on my Discord, on the official Discord, and like maybe I shouldn't have engaged, but just saying how the game has nothing and it's so boring, and how he has 3 accounts and he beat everything. I said, all right, make a 4th account and do Epic's only free to play.
Yeah.
You know, like if it's that easy, you know,
Yeah,
like and you said, why would I do that? It's like fine, but then don't complain that it was too easy. It's like you can't have it both ways. Like I having known how hard it was free to play very well, and how hard it was free to play early days and no guides, no nothing. And then knowing what it was like when I got thousands of diamonds a month, and knowing how different it felt with progression and stuff, it's night and day. This game can easily be beaten free to play, and people have done it, but it cannot easily be beaten in 3 months free to play. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Especially if you don't want to go on YouTube, you know, like then try it, guys. Like so it is what you make of it. So take it all with a grain of salt. I'd say the one thing, it's just like there's Win. Win's an awesome player.
Oh yeah, he's the one I had for my Shamir conversation.
Awesome. But yeah, I just think a lot of players should maybe it's not the game for them then. Maybe they got on it too early, and they can come back in 2 years when we have like endless content like Raid did on year 4 or year 5, right?
That's true. But it's still young, and they've done a lot for a young game.
People want to have it both ways. They want to be like the top player in the world, which comes from hopping on the game early, but then also have endless content, which is not going to happen if you hop on a game early. So yeah,
I kind of feel like they're doing a good job though, as far as pacing the content. So I still think we don't have too much to complain about with that.
I think they've been sitting on chapter 10. It seems like for at least a minute, and I'd rather get that than a new code than get a Furious Torrent boss in Codex.
I never finished my chapter 9. That's a thing too.
Yeah. That's another thing. Do you remember how hard chapter 9 was when it came out? And then people figured it out, and it was so easy because people figured it out. But try it without the guides, guys. It was really hard. And just, you know what? So many of us have been playing for so long, and as much as people want to complain about the gear, like a lot of our heroes now are completely overgeared. Like maybe there's a challenge I could do. I'm pretty sure I could beat Codex with 6 heroes, period. You know, like I remember the 8 heroes thing in Nightmare was so difficult trying to figure out my teams when I was doing it, because I was like right on the brink and trying to push content above me. Now, if I went in and I just go in with like Lunaria, Silas, Hex, 2 healers, healer and an Eloin and 2 tanks, I think I could take down most of it, you know?
Yeah, for me, I feel like my Silas and Araka are like my go-to with no matter what I'm doing, I just throw them in there. And I'm really excited for like, I guess that's another quick comment. We know there's a lot of banners upcoming. The Iovar one looks, I mean, he seems amazing. That looks really cool. Who are your most anticipated heroes coming?
Yeah, I've been calling him Yovar. Iovar sounds cool too. We'll see what people say. Apparently I'm wrong with every pronunciation. But Yovar I think will be like a seminal moment for the game. Like a lot of people have been saving everything, myself included. I will have about 120 ancient summons, which for me is huge.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people I've been saving in that boat. I mean, we've got people like Venom. We're going to have a stream on my channel where we've got Zukania and Destin pulling for him. And we're doing 1,200 pulls.
Yeah, he asked me about that, but I don't know what happened there.
He asked me to ask you, but then I thought you were not feeling well. But if you want, we absolutely have the space for you. No question.
I guess we'll see when that comes out.
You just let me know.
That's in a couple weeks, right? The 17th.
Yeah, he sees that as a big community event, but I think for a lot of people in general, it's going to be very exciting. Carnelian's very desired. And then the Queen of Roses, Dahlia, that should be, they're definitely trying to capture some of that lust magic.
Yeah, another exclusive situation.
He sounds amazing. The more I've learned about her, the more excited I've gotten.
Okay.
So I think that should be pretty fun. And then I think the next patch will be pretty huge. I'm hoping for chapter 10 on the next patch. That's like really, really, really what I'm hoping for. So we shall see.
And there seems to be has there been any like definitive next guild boss date, or is it just it's coming soon? Or is there?
No, but it's coming the next patch on Forerunner. So that is in
Okay.
like between 1 and 2 weeks from now. And typically, if there's nothing wrong with it, that should mean within 2 patches. Maybe just the next patch after that for us. But like if you think of Codex, it came to Forerunner, and like 3.5 weeks later, it came to us. So that'd be pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
Just depends
However,
how
just
long they want to kind of test it and see how people.
indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if it didn't come before July 14th or 13th, the anniversary.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I remember
Yeah,
you
so I think
posting about like thinking it was going to come a lot later. And then I feel like Destin said it was going to come even sooner, and I was like, wait, do we actually know when it's coming? So I go, okay, Forerunner,
so
that
I
makes
don't.
more sense.
The video I said that I speculated between end of May and July 14th. That's what I think.
Okay.
With a June being
Wow.
pretty decent. But yeah, I think Destin thinks
Yeah.
very soon. I can't imagine because our
They
next
need
patch
to.
will probably be in
Yeah.
our next batch will probably be in 3 or 4 weeks, and I think the Forerunner patch is only in 1 or 2. So I think that's a pretty crazy turnaround, unless it's just like such a rip roaring perfect success, which would be a good problem or a good situation to be, and not even a problem, Yeah.
I don't know. I feel after like the Boreas stuff, they need to slow down a little bit with the Forerunner and let Forerunner play a little more with stuff.
I'm all for it. But then they did that with the Poison Arena. They get endless negative feedback, and then they do it anyway, right?
They did it. Oh, really? They did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, that's true.
Sebastian, I
That
think
was
you're friends
on
with
Forerunner.
him.
You're right. Yeah.
I submitted Sebastian's Forerunner video. They confirmed they received it, and then 6 days later they released the update anyway. So then I make an angry video. Some other people make an angry video. People get very angry on Discord and in the comments, and then we get the announcement that okay, now we're gonna change the arena. And it's like, why did that have to come to global? Forerunner guys were so angry. Arcturus was messaging me. Sebastian made a great video that we all sent in. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I feel like such a slacker, but I don't know. I'm so torn because like I want to go hard and be back on my A game and finish all the content I've been slacking on, but then every time I go to do it, I just always feel like I just don't have the time. And now I'm a full-time mama, and that definitely takes most of my day. So I hope people aren't too disappointed that I'm like going slow. I hope, but I don't know. I hope people don't think, oh, she's quitting or she's.
I think
just
if anything,
doing
it'll
lazy.
make your content more relatable, right? You won't be like
Yeah.
flying past people.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm stuck now too. I can't beat that. I'm a little bit slower now, but I guess it's okay. I don't know.
It's totally okay. I think literally everyone understands, and if they don't, they should be more compassionate.
Yeah, I will definitely be bringing Lily on for summoning though. She brought me luck. That was for sure. She's so cute.
I can tell you, it's up to you, but I think you should save your summons for a few weeks. Because this week, I mean, I'm about to literally, as soon as we get off this call, I'm going to be testing Magnus. I cannot imagine, knowing your account, he's going to be someone you need.
Yeah.
And then next week, I think, is the crazy Silas banner that I think it's too big a risk because it's going to be Silas and then Kriya and Aurum.
Yeah, I don't think I'm pulling on that. I already have a A4.
There's a 1+1 coming. You could do that, maybe.
I have an A3 Silas, so. Yeah, I was debating about the 1+1.
That's a good shout.
I was gonna do this. I wasn't gonna do this, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you said, it's like I do want the new and shiny, because who doesn't? We're hero collectors at the end of the day. That's why we play these games. But there's still a bunch of people I don't have, so I don't even have Boreas yet.
I've never rebuilt my Boreas. I reset him during the event, and now I have like a level 40 5-star A3 Boreas that I'm just refusing to use.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to debate if I'm going to do the 1+1. And so, yeah, Magnus he's normal hero. He'll be added to the normal pool after, right? It's not like we can't get him in the future.
Yeah, totally.
And then I guess it's more saving for that Cetrum Seraphina, probably, because it has the Great Epic as well that we're Kalia or whatever. What was her name? No.
Selena. I need to test her. I'm not 1,000%
sounds awesome. But
she sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's like I haven't actually played with her either after that.
But yeah, I will say Magnus will be fine, but he will absolutely be available to you. So you're gonna pull A7 Zealous, Ivy. Don't do it.
I mean, I kind of want to pull Zealouses because then I can have stuff for the shop to actually get the stones I want.
Then do it.
But,
yeah, because isn't Zealous your most pulled? I thought.
Yeah, I have him and Nocturne are a 5, and so I kind of want to be ready for Arrogance's Soulstone.
Mm.
So I wouldn't mind actually accidentally getting some Zealous along the way. But so I don't have to crunch people and be a hypocrite. Because I say I won't crunch anybody that I don't have A5. So I don't know. Sorry, this might happen. But I don't know.
I hear you. I hear you. You know,
Yeah.
really quick, I will say we have like the exact same number of summons. I also have like 8,100 summons.
Oh, that's funny.
Like we're like within 50 of each other, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of slacking. Oh yeah, 82 and this. I don't even know.
No, I meant if you click on your summons, we've done the same amount of summons. I also am like in the 81. I'm at like 8150. I think. Yeah,
okay.
It's crazy.
I don't know. Sometimes I've spent wait, you don't spend though, do you?
I haven't spent a penny, no.
But I'm a little baby Kraken sometimes.
I get a lot of diamonds.
That's true. I don't get as many diamonds as I used to.
Yeah. Man. I also I was like I degened a couple times where like I went like a whole month without spending any diamonds on stamina.
That's
like for the Berea Cetrum banner, I went insane. For the Lust banner, I went insane. Like I think that really I kept myself honest this time though. I like immediately bought 200 pops when I got my last diamonds, and I was like, it's okay because I don't need anything anymore, really. So I'm just collecting now. So I just want the Queen of Roses, try to get her A1, and then I'll be happy.
All right, I'll try to be patient and make sure I save some at least for that. Because I don't know that I'm. Although didn't I just spend today? Oh yeah, I spent today.
If you're gonna spend, I really think if you can find a good Ancients pack, I think Yovar, it's gonna be like the most exciting time in the game. I cannot wait.
True. There's been some interesting. Ancients are so overpriced most of the time, but I try to grab them when they're okay.
From what I understand, occasionally they can be reasonable. I think I value them on my site at $4. So that's what people should be under that. Otherwise, people are being like kind of ripped off. But if you're gonna go hard on Ancients, you have to get ripped off.
Ugh. Yeah, I was bad. I like to pull on those banners that are generic because there's so many people I still want that I want an equal chance to get everybody.
Yeah,
there's so many people I want still, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get them if I only pull on 10 times for other new heroes or whatever. I'm never gonna get Ardea or Praetus or whatever unless they actually go on a banner again. Okay, I already took up too much of your time probably, so I should definitely let you go.
I'm very, if you can tell, I'm in no rush. I'm not excited to test out Magnus. I don't want to find out that he's boring.
They're like, just make me delay help me procrastinate. All right, so what you're up to testing on Magnus, so that's your next videos to come out.
I'll say if people want to get hyped, I'm gonna have a big Yovar video coming out next week.
That's good to know because I haven't had any time.
Guide. Yeah. I think so. I'm very excited about that.
For me, the test server, I'm gonna have to live vicariously through people like you and watch your videos and stuff because with my strain with my eyes, I just can't take the time on a test server right now. I need to just focus on barely doing the content I have, let alone like a test server. Thank God, like Bunny doesn't care. She's like, it's fine. Don't worry about like the tasks. Like, just do what you can do. Don't stress about content. They're very great with that.
Yeah, they are.
And yeah, I really want to. I want to get back into the swing of things, but I just don't think I'm gonna have test server time for a while, at least until this is normal.
You know what I can plug? Right before this, I had a call. I don't know if you know this guy, a really handsome gentleman. He's from some random European country, but he was helping me with Dragonair. Odd One Gaming, I think was the name. But I have a video coming out with Odd One probably in the next 5 or 6 days. And anyone that's enjoying Dragonair and has any questions, between him and HWZ, every time someone's on my channel, like I learn so much in 30 minutes. And Odd One was really like blew my mind with some of the things he showed me. So look out for that one. Dragonair people.
Awesome. Yes, I love Dragonair. I'm really enjoying it. It's fun. There's a lot of changes to come. I think they're kind of in the same situation as Moonton with the ByteDance stuff. So they're in a transition phase. So the people are probably complaining a lot about some things with Dragonair, but I want to be patient because I know that once that transition happens, they have a lot of plans, and I'm trying to wait for that and give them the chance to. Now that we kind of know why they were stalling so much with some content and complaints, I feel like I don't know. I feel more optimistic than I used to.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Moonton has always been like so on top of things. And I always say Dragonair is a hot mess and a damn roller coaster of emotion, but I love it. So hopefully they can become a little bit more on top of things once they get their merge stuff settled. And yeah,
Awesome.
I hope you enjoy it now with your newfound knowledge of team presets and fun stuff, right?
Yeah, that's the spoiler. You can preload your teams and do it really effectively. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, they're my perfect example. If anyone says like, how would you want to see like presets for dungeons and teams? I'd be like, Dragonair does it amazing.
Yeah. Which is crazy because their gear swap is terrible, in my opinion. It's so clunky. But then when you get into the actual team load, it's amazing.
Yeah, you just use the team load. It's so great.
Yeah,
the other gear plan
that's
stuff
what Odin
is
said.
stupid.
He's like, I agree about the gear plan, but you'll never use that again. Don't worry.
Yeah, I never use it. All right.
Awesome.
Well, overall, are you optimistic about Watcher of Realms still, or how are you feeling like things are more negative? How are you feeling? Just a quick little.
I'm certainly, the people that are saying it's not going to make it to the 1 year anniversary are fools. You're wrong. Like you just don't like. I mean, I've been in the space pretty long. You've been in it longer, and we know like that they're doing so many things very well. The fact that there's still thousands of people complaining every day online already, like this says something. You can look up the stats you want. There are a lot of negative stuff, but there still are enough positives. I think really it's going to come down to marketing and what they do with the first anniversary to see if we can make the next jump to get to the level of like an AFK journey where they're at now in terms of revenue, or like, get halfway to a raid, which, people are like, it's not a competition. No, but we want the game to make money so they can keep continuing at the end of the day, right? So that's maybe where I don't know if negative or optimistic, but kind of waiting to see. But if people are talking about like where the game's headed and
it's
like
not dying.
content, it's not dying. And I still think it's super fun. I mean, I had to increase the price for my Gear Raid 4 takeovers because I couldn't keep up with it. Last time I did like 33. So I did like 18 this time, or 17. Actually, it must be 17 because I got exactly to 50. And it was so much nicer and so much fun. Still doing like 4 a day. So I still really enjoying the heck out of the game. But I hear what people are saying. I think it's like, do you like the challenge or not?
All right. Fair enough. Well, thank you again for coming on my channel, and it was nice to catch up a little bit with you. It's been a while.
It has been a while, yeah. Well, as soon as you wake up one day and your face is back to 100% normal, beautiful, we got to connect again, and I'd love to have you back on the channel.
Yeah, for sure.
But until then, no way. You got to rest up, take care of yourself, and take care of that sweet baby.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for watching. Go check out his website if you haven't already. I have that linked in every video of mine now instead of the other.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of my reference now for, like tier lists or whatever. Instead of my bucket, sorry, I'm a bucket, but, fair enough.
So, I will say my bucket was so gracious. Like, we had trouble pulling the icons for the skill images, and he told me how to do it. Like, he was like, yeah, he really is a lovely guy. Like, every nice thing I say about him, I mean. So, huge shout out to him.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
All right. I need to go check out your website some more myself and check out some of these new heroes that I feel a little bit behind on. And yeah, and then I'm going to look forward to your video on some of these new heroes coming out that I will not be playing with on the test server. So thank you for staying on top of the game so well and putting out such consistent content. You're really killing it. You're doing amazing, honestly.
Appreciate it, Ivy. And yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.